Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Saturday, August 15th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a loss in the NHL as we ended up having the Avalanche and the Coyotes under 1.5 goals in the first period, which was available at minus 120. The line ended up closing at minus 125 on Fox Bet, so we ended up getting a decent price there, saved a couple cents of juice. But unfortunately, the Coyotes ended up scoring their first goal of the series with roughly 3 minutes left in the first period. So we're 3 minutes away from cashing, but they ended up scoring. It happens, but we'll be looking to bounce back with a winner here on Saturday. And it will be in the NBA on, well, the only matchup on the card, the primetime matchup that everyone wants to talk about. And it will be between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Portland Trail Blazers. That game will be taking place at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Now, while a lot of people are going to be talking about Portland and how good and how well Lillard's playing and how well Portland has been playing as a team in order to even make it to the 8th seed in the first place, the one area that they have been terrible in, and everyone can agree with, is defense. This team cannot stop anybody, and for that reason, we're going to be looking at a value play here. And it's going to be on the Memphis Grizzlies team total over 113.5 points, which is available at minus 108 on DraftKings. Now, a couple reasons why I like the 113.5 here on the over for the Grizzlies. First reason, I already touched upon it. It's going to be Portland's defense, which has been absolutely terrible so far this season. Just to look at the actual numbers, Portland has given up at least 121 points in each of their last 4 games. This team can't guard anybody, and Memphis does like to play at a fast pace, and I think that Morant and company could easily end up scoring 120 points in this game if Portland continues defending as poorly as they have over the last couple of games. If matters worse, Portland has allowed at least 131 points in each of their last 2 games. They played Philly when Embiid ended up getting injured against the Scrubs. They have 121 points there. I think Memphis could cause Portland some problems defensively, especially with their ability to drive from Morant and his ability to kick to open teammates, and the fact that Valanciunas is also a pretty solid big man who has the ability to make shots in the paint alongside Clark. But looking at the previous meetings, they already played one time in the bubble, and the Grizzlies scored 135 points. That game went to overtime, but if you take overtime out of the equation, the Grizzlies still scored 124 points in regulation, which easily got them over the 113.5. They played one time earlier in the year, which was before the bubble, which doesn't really count. But Grizzlies ended up scoring 111, and that was when they only scored 44 points in the second half. So they really just forgot how to score in the second half of that first matchup, and they scored 19 points in, I believe, the fourth quarter. So for taking that into account, Memphis definitely has had success offensively against Portland this season. I think that trend will continue. And one thing that's going to be worth keeping in mind is that Portland seems to be willing to trade baskets with any opponent they play. And since this is an elimination game for Memphis, and since they are a 6-point underdog, there is a decent chance that Memphis could be fouling a lot down the stretch, even if they're down double digits, because of the fact that this is an elimination game for Memphis, and it is not an elimination game technically, elimination game for Portland. So if Memphis is down potentially 10 with a minute to go or 2 minutes to go, and you think this is a spot where most teams would wave the flag, Memphis is not going to wave the flag, because if they lose this game, they are going home, and you can expect them to foul like a college basketball team in the end of March Madness who's about to see their run cut short. I think with that being said, if Memphis is going to foul as much as I think they will down the stretch, you will see a ton of more possessions for Memphis, which should lead to more points. At the end of the day, this total is currently placed at roughly 232.5. Around there, I think this game could easily get higher. I think this game should end up being in the 120s for both teams, could be around, I'd say 120, 115, give or take. I think it will be around the 6. I think free throws should play a factor in the 4th. But for that reason, I simply just think that 113.5 is too low with the Trailblazers' opponents when it comes to a team total. So the play today, once again, is going to be on the Memphis Grizzlies team total over 113.5 points, which is available on DraftKings at minus 108. That's been this installment of Scott's Selections here for Saturday, August 15th. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.